So I just got done watching Roadhouse and I have some strong opinions about it. First off, for the people who haven't seen this yet, go into the movie knowing it'll be funny and goofy so you won't be disappointed. My mistake going into this movie was having too high expectations for it and thinking it was going to be a more serious movie and like this amazing Jake Gyllenhaal movie, but in reality it wasn't like that at all. Now, do I believe the movie was totally trash? No. There were some cool fight scenes and some funny dialogue and stuff, but overall, it wasn't totally trash. The film was originally supposed to be released in theaters, but later was decided it was only going to be an Amazon original. And if I'm being totally honest, I think it was for the better. This movie wouldn't be convincing enough for some people to watch it in the movie theaters and spend all this money on. So now I'm going to get into the reasons why I didn't like this movie. One thing that I couldn't stop noticing was the bad cinematography. In my opinion, the cinematography was like way too flashy. Also, the lighting just seemed so gross to me, especially the night scenes when they had that like harsh tungsten light on their faces at all times. That just looks gross in my opinion. The camera movement was like way too distracting in my opinion. There was just no purpose to any of the movement they did. They just wanted to make it look cool, but they didn't really have a purpose. They could have just let the camera angle sit back and just let us watch the fight scene, but they just went all up in their face, like so many orbit shots and pans, and it was just really distracting. So the camera blocking was really weird too. I knew they didn't do this on purpose, and some angles were just like really low, like right next to someone's like back or something. It looked like someone was spying on Dalton or something, but it was just the camera angles and their camera choice, which was really weird. Most of the time you really didn't know what to focus on because of how they just set up the scene and the composition. It seemed like, oh, I want to focus on another character, but oh, they're out of focus. So that's like weird. It looks like it's supposed to be focused on them, but it's not. Except your eyes are supposed to be focused on another subject when in reality it's like how they frame the shot. It seems like you'd be focusing, your eyes would be focusing on something that's out of focus in the camera. I don't know if that makes sense. I know the DP of this movie was the same guy who did the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, the Suicide Squad. He's going to do Superman Legacy now, but for this film, it just didn't sit right for me. And another thing to point out, which really made the movie feel cheap to me, was the awful use of CGI in the fight scenes. Like just normal fight scenes, not like Thanos versus Iron Man or something. It's literally just two fighters, two normal people fighting, and there was all this CGI, which is crazy. Never in my entire life have I seen so much CGI in such little movement of fight scenes. I'm not even joking when I say this. A simple kick that knocked back Dalton was a full CGI model of Jake Gyllenhaal. It's like, what is even the point? They could have just put him on wires, but instead they did a full CGI. Like, it just made it look really weird. And stuff like this really took you out of the movie, and for me, it ruined my experience. I do have some things I really liked about the movie though. The highlight of this film, or at least for me, was Conor McGregor. If you fully go all in saying like, oh, this is a goofy movie, then you'll love Conor McGregor's character. Every single scene he was in, I was just like dying laughing. He just played himself, but it's just so funny. Like everything he says, his accent, everything combined is just so funny. Like he just made his accent even thicker for comedic purposes. That's what it seemed like. But yeah, just certain actions and words made his character look so dumb, which was really funny. Like for example, instead of parking a car, he just crashed into a tree because he's just lazy and doesn't want to really park it. Like his energy was a solid 11 out of 10. He would just like come on screen and then totally be like, what the fuck is happening here? And then stuff like that. It's just really funny, exactly how he would be in real life. Also, Conor McGregor's fight scenes were very believable. I mean, it totally makes sense because he's a UFC fighter and he has a fighting background. But yeah, every single scene he would show up in, I would just totally get excited because I was like bored most of the movie until he would show up. I didn't really like the movie that much, but Jake Gyllenhaal, you can't deny he's an amazing actor and he always performs well in his movies. Overall, this movie was fun. I mean, the plot was a little dumb, certain wonky CGI, but overall, I think if you really go into it in a certain mindset, you're going to enjoy it. If you totally take this seriously, you will not enjoy it. That's what I did when I went into the movie. I was going to take it more seriously because I was like, oh, this is going to be some comedic stuff in it, but mainly serious. But no, it's mainly more of like a comedy if you really think about it. But I think most people have a good time watching this. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed. I'll be making more videos like this. Please make sure to subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.